Okay, I'm going to give the hotspot a minute to get to work, to actually connect, and then I'm going to address Ruby Bridges again. I'm working off of a hotspot, so where's the camera? There it is. So things are spotty. Like I don't always have a great connection. Sorry for the choppiness. Blah 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 blah. Anywho. Today I'm working on Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges is something I started, what, year and a half ago? I can't even remember. It's been so friggin' long. And believe me, I am irritated beyond irritated with this. But I moved to this new space, my new live space with a great garage that I'm working out of and working on naming. Because I got to come up with something really good. Because I've been able to readdress paintings that were giving me issues, get them done, put them over in the done pile so that I can start working on the edges, finishing the profiles of the paintings, or start and finish the profiles of the paintings, glaze them, and let them dry, put them in my storage room. And then get them ready to either go to Blue Egg in Miami or Chasen's here or wherever. Now Ruby is one of those paintings that's been in the, oh dear God, why is this so horrible pile? What do I keep doing wrong? And I kept thinking, it's the face, it's the face, it's the face. The colors certainly are not right, as you may be able to see here. Let's see if we can hold it up. The colors aren't right. They're better than they were a couple of days ago. They're still not right. But the major mistake I've been making, and something I talk about over and over and over again in my videos, and I'm not listening to my own advice, is paying attention to the entire painting, the whole painting. Actually, there was so much wrong with this. It's hard to know where to start, but she was just, in general, a mess. Come on, Ruby. Poor thing. Oh, being blamed for all my ills. You're a little girl and you're being blamed here. Anyway, my own advice always, and you'll have to excuse me, I'm going to adjust this thing. Let's see if this works better. Okay, looks a tiny bit better. Always my advice in my videos is, alright, sometimes my advice in some of my, or a few of my videos is to look at the overall structure of the painting and to make sure that it's fully balanced. And I haven't been following my own advice. I haven't been listening to the photograph, looking at the photograph, hearing what it has to say. I haven't been, hey, look at, it's Candy Dish's niece come for a visit. Hi, Candy Dish's niece. Sorry for that. I gotta prop up Ruby Bridges with somebody, so it's gonna be Candy Dish. Anyway, I haven't been listening to the entire painting. I've been trying to force for over a year and a half now. I'm trying to remember, because I think it was November 2016. It was right around election time, because election was horrible. So it was right around November 2016 that I started this. So a ridiculous amount of time ago, I thought I'd set this up, and I'd set this up correctly. I had, built the figure correctly, placed everything where it needed to be placed, and so I have been headstrong about jamming these angles together that really haven't worked. Determined to hang on to these really clever lines in her legs that I did with aerosol that haven't worked. Just determined to hang on to these really awful folds in her skirt that haven't worked and the stripes that haven't worked. I have been determined that all of that is going to work, even though it hasn't been. I've been trying to tell myself it's perfectly fine, nobody will know, and that is what's throwing off her poor, dear little face. Not just the colors, not just the little doodads of blue I tried to use, once again to be witty and clever, in her face, but it really has just screwed up the entire painting because I haven't been willing to bend enough to put her knees where they actually belonged, which is further up, I had them way down here. I had her socks way down here. Her skirt was a good inch to an inch and a half too long. And all of that imbalance in the rest of the painting, all of that bad structure has been affecting her face. But already I'm starting to see her come together. All of a sudden her cheekbones are making more sense. The placement of her hands are still incorrect. I have to pull them up just a tad, but now they're starting to make more sense because I gave in. And I gave in to the reference material, I gave in to structure, I gave in to everything that was important, you know, and stopped trying to force everything. I think we've all been in situations, bad relationships, bad environments, where we're just determined if we keep our will, if we just do this thing over and over again that isn't working, one day it'll work. And one day it'll work for everyone in the workplace. It'll be awesome. But everyone's going to do what I want them to do, when I want them to do it, and then eventually it'll work. And it never works that way. It's just like you got to be able to listen, you got to be able to bend, you've got to be flexible in order for the entire situation to work. So it's true in life, it's true in relationships, it's true in environments where people are, and it is certainly true in the structure of a painting. So today I'm being flexible, and I'm listening to the reference material, and I'm giving poor little Ruby Bridges a break, and I'm not going to like keep battering at her face. I'm going to work on the structure. She actually looks more age appropriate now, which is helping the structure of her face and the coloring in her face. The longer legs, the longer skirt, indicated probably a 13-year-old girl when she's actually, I've forgotten, 6, 7, so sorry, I have a horrible headache, I can't remember. I believe she's 6 years old when this photograph was taken, and that needs to be respected. You know, I wanted to pay homage to this really incredible human being in 1960 who's, you know, was propelled to the national forefront in fighting segregation and discrimination and racism. So of course it still goes on, but in 1960 this little girl walked into a white-only school to get a better education. If you don't know who Ruby Bridges is, you've been living under a rock, number one, and number two, learn. Ruby Bridges. Brilliant, adorable, smart Ruby Bridges, who would help to move this country forward just a little bit further, you know, a little bit. Like so many people, a little bit at a time, and then we get there. But I was not paying homage to the girl. I was not being respectful of the figure. I was trying to force it along. So today, I am done forcing, I'm listening, and I'm going to work with the figure and improve the painting, the environment that Ruby is going to be living in. All right, there we go. There's all my analogies and crap in hopefully a very short period of time, and that's what we're working on. Time to get that. Ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Ooh. Button.